This evening I wanted to share a tool with you to help you to build and develop positive habits into your life. And I'm going to start by giving a brief introduction to the system itself, and then I'll share some examples of things that I've got on my list that I created, and other things that not on my list but that you might benefit from bringing into your daily life. And finally I'll speak at the end about what a big difference this system can make if we do bring it into our daily lives and develop it. It's a very simple system. There's not really much to it, but it can be quite profound if you get the points right and you bring it in, and you do it and you bring the intention and the focus. And so this system is the 6 points of focus, and it's very simple. You might have seen my example that I shared with the group yesterday. This is it again for those of you who haven't seen it yesterday. And it's a very simple thing. It's just ultimately a list or 6 columns of the things, the points of focus, and a list of the days, and ticks whether you hit or miss them. And so it's a simple tool to reinforce positive habits, and it allows you to focus on your daily priorities. So yeah, you just list the 6 activities that are the most important for you and the biggest priorities for you, and it lets you focus clearly on them. And if we wake up in the morning with a clear intention, a clear desire to have a good day, to be productive and to get these things done, it helps the day move much more smoothly than if we don't have an intention and a goal in mind and we're just scattered. Oh, should we do this? Should we do that? If we haven't got the clear intention, it's often the whole day just slips by and we might not have got our goals done that we wanted to do. So if you use this this tool and you wake up in the morning, you look, they're my 6 goals that I want to do, my 6 points of focus, and you maybe do a short plan when you're going to try and fit them in at what portion of the day. And then when you come to the end of the day and you've done all your ticking for the day, you can have a look and say, well, you can look objectively at what you did and what you didn't do, and your actions reveal what's important. And this tool helps to narrow that focus. And also what it helps with is once you've done it for 2 or 3 or 4 days, and you might start to see a pattern emerging of things that you do every day, and there might be one thing that you haven't done. And so then you would need to ask yourself and do some introspection and be honest with yourself and say, well, it's on my list, it's made it onto the 6 points. Why have I not been doing it? And ask yourself honestly why that might be the case. And then maybe say, well, tomorrow that one has to be the number 1 priority. I cannot miss that one tomorrow. And again, they're your points, and it's your life. You know what's important for you. You know what your priorities are. And this is just a great tool to help to focus the mind and your actions on what's important to you. So now I'm going to move on to some examples. I'll share the ones that are on my list, and I'll also share some other ones that you will you can think about and consider. And like I said for the post yesterday, hopefully you've already started thinking about a few priorities that you might want to bring onto your 6 points of focus. So the first one I'll begin with is exercise. And I imagine you guys are all here in the mind and body reset group. So I would imagine that many of you are getting your exercises in, every day or every other day whenever you can. So maybe exercise could go on there. The next one is meditation, and for me, meditation has been one of the main priorities for me since January, and I've managed to tick the meditation box each day, which is again gives that good positive reinforcement, the positive feedback. And again, you could always be deeper and longer and more clear, but that's not what this is about. This is just about doing the action and performing it. And also on Saturday's talk, Saturday coming up, when I give a talk at 8 o'clock on Saturday, I'm going to share with you a short 5-minute guided meditation that hopefully will allow you to experience in a short 5-minute practice, experience you know, maybe some of the feelings that you can get and some of the clarity, you know, when the clouds disperse of meditation in a short 5 minutes. And so that's what we'll be talking about on Saturday. And I hope that you'll be able to bring that into your life in order to, you know, take some time, like I discussed in the last video, how important it is to bring meditation in. So that's going to be coming on Saturday, and that's something that I've got on my list, and that's really helped me. Some other examples from my list, one of them is to eat clean. And of course, eating clean can mean different things for different people. But for me, it's avoiding processed food and particularly chocolate. So if I can have a day where it's all, you know, natural foods, no processed stuff, and no chocolate, if I can go through the whole day with that, then I'll get a tick on my eat clean. The next one would be to take a mindful moment, or like a de-stress deep breath, because it is a good habit to get into every day. Because a lot of the times, you know, when the kids get up or when you start work or whatever your day is composed of, often it can be so, you know, manic from one thing to the next and the next and the next, and you don't get a moment to yourself. That when things get very hectic, or when things get quiet, maybe luckily for a few moments, you can, you know, just be very mindful. And it's as easy as just, you know, taking a very, like a deep breath, you know, just a full, and that, you know, it's like a reset, a de-stress reset. Or like I said in the other video, just a mindful, you know, a very mindful sip of coffee or tea. And it wouldn't be good if I dropped it at that moment, would it? So that's something, again, it can go on your list. And if it's on your list, you'll be more aware to try and bring it in during the day. Whereas if it's just something that's a vague goal, and it's not a clear intention, it's sometimes it's difficult to focus on it with everything else going on. The next one that I've got on my list is learning a language. And just recently I read a book that inspired me very much, and I've started to learn ancient Greek. I'm not very sure, you know, it's not going to get me very far in the world apart from reading, you know, the New Testament in its original form and all of the Greek philosophers. But that's interesting for me, so I've started learning some words. And also before that, Sylvia was helping me to learn Hungarian. And all the times when I've done these lists in the past, I've always had language learning on there, because I feel it's a great workout for the mind. And also it's something that will compound day after day. If you put in the time every day, it will help you to develop, you know, your mind and your language speaking abilities. So there's something else. It could be to do with your sleep that you bring onto your list. A lot of people have trouble with sleep. And it could be that you stay up too late and that messes up your day, or that you lie in too late and that messes up your day. So sleep is very important. Who's the man? I'm sorry, I can't recall the name. Matthew Walker, maybe? Matthew Walker wrote a great book. If sleep is an issue for you, you should go onto Amazon and look up Matthew Walker Sleep, and his book will come up. And this is a great book. He does a lot of research on the subject, and he says why sleep is so important. But that can be one of your points of focus. Did I get to bed by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 11? Did I wake up by 6, 7, whenever? Again, this is our individual lives, so all of these points will be very particular to us, but sleep can be one of them, going to bed or waking up. Another good one is to read a few pages from a book, or a chapter, or whatever's, you know, best for you. And I haven't got reading on my 6 points of focus, because that's one of my main hobbies that I love to do. So every day I will read. And so that's not something that I'm trying to integrate and bring into my daily routine, because it's something that I really never miss. And oftentimes I have to balance my meditation with my reading, because, you know, I'd much rather read than meditate. But sometimes we have to be strict and disciplined with ourselves, and that's something that I've been doing. Another point of focus that you can put is to go out for a walk. And this one links to the mindful moment and having a deep breath to de-stress yourself. And yeah, it's just something to break up the day, to say I'm stop working for a moment, or hopefully the kids are safe or with someone else, and you can go out for a walk or take the kids out for a walk. And I know it's quite cold in England at the minute, but if you wrap up warm and put your layers and your woolly hat and gloves on, you can go for a short walk and get some fresh air. And again, it's just a way to break the day up, a way to separate one thing blending over into the next. So that's something that you can do. Go out for a walk and have that on your points of focus. And the last one that I've added to my list that I found online, it's not something that I ever considered, but it's really the one I'm most enjoying, and it is to reach out to a friend or family member that you haven't seen for a while. And I'm really enjoying this one most of all, to be honest, because sometimes you don't feel like doing it, or sometimes that person will jump into your mind from nowhere, or you'll see something and you'll make an association of something that you used to do with that person, or something, a song will remind you of them, or TV show, or whatever occurs to bring them to mind. And then you'll think, oh yeah, I haven't spoke to them for ages. I should give them a call. I should reach out to them. Well, what this does when it's on your point of focus is that you don't just let it be that. You don't just let it be, oh yeah, I should do that, or that it'll be nice to talk to them. You actually get your phone and you called yourself to action, and you send them a text or cold call them up. Sometimes there can be nothing better than your phone start ringing and it's one of your good old friends. So this is something for me that I've really been enjoying doing, and I think again, just reconnecting with these people from your life is a really good thing to do. So that is in essence the 6 points of focus. Is a very simple thing, but it can have really profound impact on your life by thinking very carefully about what's important for you and what 6 points you want to add onto your list. And then, like I say, waking up in the morning with focus and intention and trying to plan your day around these things. And then at the end of the day, seeing how you got on, and then readdressing, the whole thing for the following day. And each day focus and, try and be productive and be proactive. And a few final points that I'll just add before I say goodnight for the evening is that the idea is not actually to hit the 6 points every day. It sounds silly, but I think the best I've done is the first day 4, 4, 5, 4, 4. So I've not got 6 yet, because it's quite intense. If you get 6, that's an awesome day and you should be very proud. But most of the time between 4 and 5 is highly respectable, and just to move them around and make sure that if you miss one day, try and focus on it the other day. So the goal isn't to get 6, and if you only get 4 you get angry with yourself. It's more to be more aware, like I mentioned in the mindfulness video, to be more aware and more focused throughout the day, and this really helps for that. And so a few last comments before I say goodbye. If we can bring this sort of discipline into our lives, and discipline and focus, it allows so much more things to blossom. It allows the accomplishment of so much else to come, just by setting goals, having clear intentions and focus, and then following through with them. And if you do this over a number of days, then you can achieve some great things in your life. That's why I like to have language learning on there, because after a month, all of a sudden, you've got some conversational language, or some words, or you've got some simple grammar. And again, like you guys have probably already seen after several days of Sylvie's workouts, the body starts to feel a bit stronger and better. And in the mirror, you look at yourself and you say, yeah, it's starting to have effect. So by having discipline, regular activity, it really helps to bring great things into your life. And the future and the past are very similar. Apart from that, the past is fixed. We can't change the past, but the future is open before us. And by making better choices, by having the 6 points of focus close to hand all the time, and having a clear intention and focus, we can create the future that we really want for ourselves. And that's what I think we're all doing here together as a group, having this mind and body reset to begin this year, you know, and taking back control of our health and our mental health. And by doing this, it is really beneficial to do. And yeah, we can ask ourselves, and hopefully we won't need to ask ourselves if we bring this this tool into our lives. You ask yourself, what could I have done today to have made it better? And I suppose this is the what 6 things could I have done to make the day better. So that's my talk on the 6 points of focus. If you've got any questions that you might have about it, feel free to put them in the comments section